We would just like to welcome you to the final performance of Play On. It's been a fun ride these last couple nights, and we're glad you guys were all able to make it here today. Just a few announcements. Again, turn off your cell phones, please. Our emergency exits are in the back, 2 in the back and 2 to the sides in case of, yes, an emergency. Concessions will be open for another minute or 2. Otherwise, they'll be open again at intermission, which is between Acts 1 and 2. There will be no intermission between Acts 2 and 3. So just remain seated at that point.
All right, we have a couple people we want to just thank before we go ahead and get started. Katura Washington has been an amazing stage manager. Megan Brown has done all the costumes and makeup and done a fantastic job. Sarah Strobolakis has been in the back doing all the crazy sound effects for all 3 shows. She's done a great job learning it. Marshall Cheshire and Jeremy Reesner have been here so much this weekend, helping us move flats, helping us sell concessions, tickets. They've just done all sorts of stuff. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Daniel Lozier has been an amazing advisor. He's helped us with so much stuff. So we just want to give a shout out to all those people and thank them for all the work they've done.
Can we give them a round of appluse? And without further ado, play on.
That's what I said. All we need is someone breaking a leg.
Well, where are our players?
Going over their lines. You want them?
Of course I want them. There's only 3 days till dress rehearsal. We have got to get this show moving.
Gotcha. Hey! Everybody on stage! Let's go! Let's go! Come on!
Louise, don't you have work to do?
Aggie said everybody. I didn't mean you. I'm somebody.
Everybody in the play, Louise.
She should have said so.
All right. Now, is everyone here?
Not counting Louise.
I know, Violet, I know.
Can we just get on with this rehearsal?
Does she have to do that now?
Louise!
Do you want the upstage door or don't you?
Isn't there anything else you could work on?
I guess so.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take the action from the top of Act 3. We've wasted enough time already.
I've been ready for half an hour.
Who hasn't?
I'm sorry I was late. We only have the 1 car and Fred had to work late.
You should have called me, Jerry. I go right by your place.
Saul picks me up for every rehearsal.
Does Marge know that? Oh, come on, Billy. You know we can't have itty-bitty Smitty riding her bicycle after dark.
Can we keep these charming conversations for later? We have got to get this play rehearsed.
Hey, that's what I've been saying all along. Haven't I, Henry?
Yes, dear.
We're all as anxious as you are, Polly. This is the first play by a new author, and we want to do it justice.
Justice, tempered with mercy.
I happen to think it's a lovely play.
You would. You've got the fattest part.
How dare you!
He means you have the most lines, dear.
I know very well what he meant.
Might I remind you all that the author will be here at dress rehearsal, and we still haven't learned the 3rd act? And what about these scripts? We should have been off book 3 weeks ago.
I know my lines.
I know mine.
What about the rest of you?
Okay, so there's only like a few I'm so.
Should I come in? Wait until I give the signal. Now everybody into positions. Take it from the top of Act 3. Curtain!
Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
You...
Louise! What? Leave the curtain alone!
But you just said
That was for the players, Louise. We are starting the act, not ending it.
I was only doing my job.
That's fine, Louise. Now leave the curtain alone, okay?
Fine by me.
All right, go ahead, Violet, from the top of Act 3.
Now?
Yes, now!
Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
You were too kind, Diana. A pity Sir Percival could not be here.
Do you know, I'm worried about Percival. He's never accepted an invitation to come to one of our parties and then not shown up. At least not without giving word.
Oh, is that me?
I thought you knew your lines, Billy.
I do. I just forgot where I'm supposed to say them.
He's doing this on purpose. I know he is.
Polly, be quiet. Billy, pay attention to the cues, okay? Take it back to the line and start again.
Whose line is it? It's Polly's.
Aggie, what are you doing on stage?
If I stand in the wings, I can't hear them.
So if you heard them, why didn't you throw Billy his line?
Because you said not to throw them any of their lines unless they asked for them. I thought he was only pausing before speaking.
All right. Please get off stage. All right, let's take it from the top, okay?
Do we have to?
Yes!
You don't have to yell.
That's what you'll think. Now, shall we begin again? All right, top of Act 3. Go ahead, Violet.
Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
You are too kind, Diana. A pity Sir Percival cannot be here.
Do you know, I'm worried about Percival. He's never accepted an invitation not to come to one of our parties.
Go on.
He's never accepted an invitation to come to one of our parties and then not shown up. At least not without giving word.
Ah, but Lady Margaret, he might have had motor trouble.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had an accident.
No. He hasn't had an accident.
That's what I said.
No, you said he hasn't had an accident, as if someone else did.
Should we take it from the top?
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Come on, Violet.
Okay. Hope he hasn't had an accident. These roads can be treacherous at night.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but shall we delay dinner any longer?
No, I think not. Can't wait for Percival forever. Shall we, my dear?
Oh, I suppose so, but I do think somebody should call Percival's flat and ascertain the reason for his absence.
Do you know, that might be a sound idea. There's something distinctly odd about all of this.
All of what, Billy?
Violet, you did it again.
Did what?
Call me by my own name. I'm Stephen Sellers, and you are Diana Lassiter. Is that so hard to remember?
Billy, do you mind?
What? Oh, sorry, Jerry.
Get from Violet's line.
All of what, Stephen?
Line?
This business about Percival
Got it.
and...
This business about Percival and the necklace. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, I didn't speak with him directly, but there was a message delivered this morning in the post.
What? On St. Swithin's Day?
By Jove, never thought of that. Margaret, are you certain about this message?
Come to think of it, no.
You didn't receive a message?
Well, I did, but now I wonder whether it were actually from Percival.
I should very much like to see that telegram.
No, you jumped the lines.
Oh, okay, sorry. I got it. But it did come by post.
Well, I'd assumed it had.
Assumed? You mean you didn't actually see it?
Why, no.
Then how do you know it's content?
Content.
Why, Dr. Forbes told me what it had said.
Is there any reason I shouldn't have?
No, of course not, old chap. Only if there was no delivery of the post today,
It was not a message. It was a telegram.
That's when you say the line, the one you jumped before.
I should very much like to see that cablegram.
Telegram!
Telegram? What difference does it make?
None. But if Saul says telegram, then you have to say telegram.
What do you mean if Saul says telegram? Saul always says telegram.
I don't give a hoot who says what. Can we just get on with this disaster?
She's right. If we could get through this, then we could start polishing our cards.
And when are we going to get real furniture? These painful chairs they're so painful to work on.
But they help you polish your parts.
He's doing it.
Saul, will you stop with the jokes and buckle down to work?
I was just trying to ease the tension.
Your jokes about Polly are causing the tension.
Okay, no more jokes. Now, can we please get on with this stupid play?
Louise!
I thought I could get the job finished while no one was working.
We are about to start working.
Well, you should have said so. I'm gonna go make some coffee.
All right, let's take it from Billy's side, okay?
I should very much like to see that telegram.
As a matter of fact, I don't have it. The message was phoned from the telegraph office.
Doris, Have there been any telephone messages this evening?
See here, you insolent young pup! Are you doubting my word?
Oh, of course he isn't Rex. Stephen, you should apologize to Dr. Forbes.
Oh, I shall, as soon as Doris answers my question.
What was that?
Louise dropped the coffee cup tray. You bumped it out of my hand. No, I didn't.
Did anything break?
I don't think so. She bent one of the spoons. That was bent.
Ladies, would you please keep it down? Thank you. Now let's go from where we broke.
No, sir.
What?
I said no,
Oh,
sir.
I know what you said. I just wasn't ready for it.
Take it from Billy's line and start again.
Were there any telephone messages this evening?
No, sir.
What? Are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon. Mum.
No. That's short for madam. It doesn't mean the phone was keeping mum.
Oh, I see. Out of order since this afternoon, Mum.
Aha! And what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Saul, that's your cue.
Didn't we skip a page? This part seems to be coming too early.
Aggie?
Hold on, let me find the place. What page are you on?
I left my script at home. I was in such a rush that as soon as Fred came in, I took off without even thinking about it.
You know, I think Saul's right. We go right from page 3-2 to page 3-4. Who has the complete script?
I've got it. Yeah, page 3-3. Saul's right. We skipped the whole bit about the diamond necklace.
How come I don't have that page?
Oh dear, I must have made a mistake when I was making copies. Does everybody else have that page?
Yeah, it's
I
right
got
here.
it. All right, well, let's go back and do the part we skipped.
How can I follow along without that page?
Here, take my script. I've got all my lines down cold. If I ever get a chance to say them.
Say, while we're stopped, I've got a question.
What?
It's about the play's title. Isn't that a steal from something? An old Agatha Christie movie, I think it was?
I don't think Phyllis Montague would steal a title, Billy.
Besides, there's no way she could. It's the law. No one can steal a title. There just aren't enough words to go around to name things.
Even if that's true,
Right.
what about the advertising for our show? Won't some people think this is a movie by Agatha Christie?
Excuse me.
So much better for the box office.
And it is a murder mystery, so no one gets hurt.
Doesn't sound like much of a murder mystery if no one gets hurt.
I thought Sir Percival got bumped off by Dr. Forbes.
Did we come here to discuss originality versus plagiarism or to learn this play?
Jerry's right. Let's get back to work. Sorry I interrupted.
What line do we go back to?
Yeah, where does the necklace come in anyhow?
Oh, I see what happened. Smitty, you came in too early.
I did? I thought I was supposed to enter when Violet says the line about the treacherous roads.
You're almost right. It's where she says the line about the lecherous toads.
I'm sorry, but they sound about the same.
Phyllis Montague fancies herself a poet.
I mean, Phyllis Montague is a poet. She's a rare talent and a great writer.
Would you say that if she had you playing a mute?
Saul, stop it. Smitty, listen to me. You mustn't take your cues from the words alone. Pay attention to the plot. That way you'll know when you're supposed to enter, even if Violet says her line wrong, don't you see?
I didn't say my line wrong.
You didn't say it at all.
How could I when Smitty came in early?
Guys, you're arguing on your own time.
Always ready. Finally, I could use a cup.
We've barely gotten started.
Maybe a break is a good idea. Let's all get a cup and then come back and do this thing right for once. Aggie, wait a moment. I need to talk to you. I'm getting very worried about our progress.
What progress?
I know what you mean. We have never been this behind on a show before.
It's not your fault, Jerry. We've never had the illustrious author in our hair before either. If Phyllis didn't keep rewriting the stupid show while the cast is trying to learn it.
She promised she wouldn't change anything else, Aggie.
What do you want to bet that she's gonna show up here with 7 new pages?
Oh, don't. They're having enough trouble learning the lines they've got.
Small wonder the way that Polly keeps inviting Phyllis to dinner and getting her part fattened. It's almost as big as her ego is now. If Polly had her way, this play would be a one-woman monologue.
Well, at least Phyllis lets us do the play for free.
Well, naturally. No one would pay money to do it.
Come on, Aggie, it's not that bad.
I suppose not. But if Polly keeps padding her part,
She won't. I'll have to put my foot down. 3 days until dress rehearsal, and we'll be lucky if we've learned the lines we've got.
I don't know about that. Some of the mistakes tonight have been better than the original lines. If you let that cast alone, this show could be a riot.
Aggie, Murder Most Foul is not a comedy. Phyllis Montague would scream if the audience started laughing. She'd pass out right out on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you better have the smelling salts handy for opening night.
Aggie.
It would be funny.
I'd rather her die. Yes, really.
She's the one who made it.
You might want to quick copy before this done. Okay.
Is there anything left in the pot?
Not if you're looking.
I heard that, Saul Watson.
Then let that be a lesson to you, Louise Carey.
Hey, are we going to get through this show tonight? We have 4 days until dress rehearsal, and we haven't even run the whole show.
You'd thank your friend Phyllis for that.
You mustn't blame Phyllis, Billy. She's simply a perfectionist.
If she wasn't satisfied with the script, then why did she submit it?
Because if we'd picked some other show, she'd have to wait till next year to get it done.
Why couldn't we do it as our next show?
We've got our audiences preconditioned.
Brainwash is more like it.
I mean, that's putting it rather hard, Saul.
It's the unvarnished truth. We never vary season after season. We do a mystery, a comedy, a drama, a musical. In that order, without fail.
Yes, but why?
We founded the theater that way, and it just became habit for us and our patrons.
But what would be the harm if we mixed it up?
Well, it would confuse people. The comedy fans would come to the drama and laugh at all the tragic moments. And the musical fans would start beating time to the comedy.
Or sob during the mystery.
They may still do that.
Aggie, whose side are you on anyways?
On the side of sanity, which doesn't do me much good around here.
Well, I'm all set. Anybody else ready to give it a go?
Relax, Saul. We're all much too tense. Why do we keep snapping at each other the way we do? Usually this close to the show, we're all kidding around and having a marvelous time.
If you want my opinion, we're running scared.
Scared of what?
In our own way, Smitty, we're just as perfection-oriented as our author. We want the show to be a smash, not a smash up.
Amen.
We'll get it. We'll get it. No matter how bad a show looks during rehearsal, it always comes together in the end.
Well, that's for the printed script, Polly. Don't get me wrong, this typewritten stuff is okay, but it's the rewrites that are killing us.
Phyllis gave her solemn word.
It's the only kind of word she knows. I bet she's never giggled in her life.
And she promised the same thing last week, Polly. Then showed up on Monday with 3 new scenes.
I wish you would quit changing the identity of the murderer. I don't know whether to radiate menace or charm the pants off everyone.
Well, you won't do either, just standing there. All right, everybody, into positions. Let's see if we can go through to the curtain without stopping.
We'd better. I've got to get home and study for a biology exam.
Wait, Smitty. Jerry, are we taking it from the top or where?
Well, why don't we go back to Violet's line when Smitty made her entrance too early and do the page we missed out.
I can't remember what my line is.
Aggie, Hugh,
Hold on, let me find the place. Okay, Violet, I'll feed you Billy's line and then you start.
Okay.
Oh, but Lady Margaret, she might have had motor trouble.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had an Wait, I'll get it.
I certainly hope so.
Polly, be quiet. Violet, go ahead.
Hope he hasn't had an accident. These roads can be treacherous at night.
Is that where I come in?
No. That was treacherous. Wait for lecherous, okay?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Well, whose line is
Okay, I've got it. I've got it. Don't say such a thing. It would make one think that perhaps there was some truth to this story about a curse.
Nonsense, my dear. There's no such thing as a curse.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the Delhi Diamond has... Jerry, do I have to call it that? It sounds like it comes from a delicatessen.
Okay, that's because you're not pronouncing it correctly, Billy. It's Delhi Diamond, not Delhi.
Polly, the H is actually silent. It is pronounced Delhi, not Delhi.
Can we please go on? I've got to study for that exam.
No, wait, Smitty. Billy does have a point. It sounds like it belongs next to a liverwurst. In the script, it looks just fine, but out loud it sounds silly.
Okay, so we'll call it the Calcutta Diamond.
We can't do that. Phyllis Montague told us particularly that she loved that name for its lovely alliteration.
Fine, we'll alliterate. We'll call it the Calcutta Carbuncle.
Carbuncle?
Yeah, it's a big stone like a ruby. Big garnet cut, oh, what do you call it? A cabochon.
Sounds like a big zit.
So do you.
Saul, stop it. There must be another gemstone name we can use.
Okay, we cannot change Phyllis's dialogue. She's not going to like it.
She'd like it a lot less if her Delhi Diamond got a laugh.
They're right, dear. It does need a new name.
Well,
I've got it. Let's call it the Rancho Peruvi.
I like it. It's got class.
but what will we tell Phyllis?
Just tell her she rewrote it that way. She's done so many revisions, she'll probably believe it.
Let's hope so. Meanwhile, children, can we please get on with this show?
All right.
Hey, Jerry, should I write in that change or not?
You might as well, but do it in pencil just in case, okay?
Gotcha. How do you spell Branchifer?
Just fake it. Nobody has to read it but you.
Hey.
Go ahead, Billy.
And yes, everyone who has ever owned the Rancho Peruvi has always met with a dreadful demise.
Wait, there it is, Jerry. That's the reason for Phyllis's word. It's double alliteration. Delhi, diamond, dreadful demise.
Okay, Polly, seriously, I've had it up to here with this crap. All right, you do this
You're
every
not going to
single
talk
time.
to my wife.
Hold it! Henry! Look at me! Henry!
For once, I agree with Saul. It doesn't really matter. Now, please get back into position.
Please!
All right. Are we all good? Are we all good?
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Billy.
And yes, everyone who has ever owned the Rancho Peruvi has always met with a rotten requiem.
Come on. You sound like an elocution teacher.
So does Phyllis Montague.
Okay, now really.
It double alliterates, doesn't it?
Billy, please leave the lines ending as it is, okay?
Oh, all right. Has always met with a dreadful demise.
My line. But Percival doesn't own the diamond, the ruby, anymore. Not since he sold it to Lord Dudley for Lady Margaret's collection.
Nevertheless, Percival did own it. And that might be enough.
See here, Dr. Forbes. You are a man of science. Surely you don't believe in curses.
I only know that there are strange things in the history of India. Things which defy rational explanation.
Nonsense. Sheer poppycock. Superstitious drivel.
Quite possibly, Lord Dudley. And yet,
And yet?
where is Sir Percival?
Frankly, I'm glad he's not here.
Oh, Diana, what a thing to say.
I mean it. Sir Percival is no gentleman.
Here now, what are you saying?
When he looks at me, I feel as though his eyes were moving all over my body.
But he is a knight of the realm.
He is a disgusting toad, and such toads can be lecherous at night.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but shall we delay dinner any longer?
No, I think...
Louise!
sorry, she says. If she does that during a performance.
She won't, Polly, she won't. Louise, listen to me. You have got to be more careful.
Hey, look on the bright side. Now we know the phone bell works.
That woman, I could just
No,
take...
you couldn't. Louise has a black belt in karate.
And what makes you think I don't?
Because they only go up to size 44.
Saul, I'm through!
Dear, don't be hasty about things.
What were you thinking?
I was only kidding.
What was that crash? Oh,
Better go apologize.
what are we gonna do now? Can't work around her. She's got herself in near every scene.
Not the love scene in Act 2. Maybe we could do that one.
Can't we wait till we get a real sofa? That metal's awfully hard to cuddle on.
When do we get the real sofa, Aggie?
Should have had it 2 days ago.
Can't you call and find out what happened?
Yeah, I can try.
Thank you.
Hey, you want to look at that upstage door, Jerry?
Yes, I do. I'm worried about those braces.
Yeah, you and me both. I've got 6 2x4s on it already. It still flaps like a sail.
Well, I guess I'll go hit the old biology book.
You better hear.
Why not? All the time I spend waiting to make my entrance, I could study for 3 exams.
Well, Violet, what do you say?
All right, ready when you are.
All right. On your mark, get set. Are you in character?
Yes.
Okay. Diana, I was seeking Lady Margaret.
Lady Margaret is cutting roses in the garden, Stephen. She may not return for some time.
Oh, I see. Would you mind if I waited for her here?
Naturally not,
Might I sit?
if you are so inclined.
Diana,
Yes, Stephen?
would you take offense if I were to...
Stephen, what are you trying to say?
Oh, dash it all, Diana, must we play at words? You know the message that longs to cry from within my heart.
Is it possible? Do I dare for a moment imagine that the message in your heart is the self-same message that cries out from within my own?
Do you mean? Do I dare to dream?
Have a care, sir. Have a care. You know I am betrothed to another man.
And yet, you do not draw away.
Oh, Stephen, can you not reason out as to why?
I'm almost afraid to.
Then cease your noble trepidation, Stephen Sellers, for though I am a highborn lady, I am also a woman.
Oh, Diana.
Oh, Stephen, if Dr. Forbes should come upon us.
Hang your illustrious fiancé. He shall not have you, Diana.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, Violet.
Oh, gross! No wonder you want a real sofa. Now, Louise, I didn't see a thing. Oh, not a thing.
Billy, do you think she suspects?
How could she? I didn't suspect myself until just a moment ago.
Oh, darling, neither did I.
Yoo-hoo, is anyone here?
Billy, that sounds like Miss Montague.
Tonight, she promised not to come back until dress rehearsal.
Did you all hear what I heard?
It sounded like Phyllis.
Probably with 5 new pages of dialogue for you.
Okay, Saul, I just accepted an apology from you. Do you really want to have to make another?
Sorry, Polly.
Yoo-hoo, how are you all? Why, Phyllis, we weren't expecting you. At least not tonight.
Oh, I know I'm being a naughty girl, Geraldine, but I have so many new and wonderful things to share with you all. I simply couldn't wait until dress rehearsal.
Well, that's a mercy.
And more changes? Phyllis, you promised not to change anything else.
Well, that's why I decided not to wait until dress rehearsal to drop by. This would be much too much to have to learn in one night.
What makes you think we can do it in 3?
Don't be a tease, Henry. It's really all very simple. I've merely added one extra character and cut the love scene.
Cut the love scene?
Perhaps I'm putting it too strongly. It's not cut precisely. It's just cut from Act 2 and moved to Act 1.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
But the scene is no longer between Diana and Stephen.
What?
Then between who else? Yeah, the Lord and Lady are already married, so...
You can't mean the doctor and the maid, can you?
Oh dear, I haven't made myself clear. Diana still plays the scene, but now it's with Sir Percival.
What? But Phyllis! Phyllis, how can you do that?
Well, I got to thinking that perhaps a Knight of the Realm was a better catch for Diana than a mere rich commoner like Stephen, so...
Phyllis, I didn't say why. I said how can you do it? We don't have a Sir Percival in this play.
Exactly. We refer to him all the time, but he never actually appears.
And besides, it's kind of rough on Diana considering I bump off Sir Percival before I show up at the house.
You do?
Hey, don't you know your own plot, Phyllis?
Well, yes, but I don't recall a murder. Show me where it says so.
We never actually see it done. But once we find that Percival has vanished, and Rex has the famous gemstone Percival was bringing to the party, we find out who killed him. See?
Murder. I never thought of it as a murder. I thought that, well, Rex had picked Percival's pocket and perhaps drained the petrol from the tank of his car to keep him from coming to the party. After all, murder is so...
Popular with our patrons.
And we're already advertising it as a murder mystery.
And we do open in 4 nights, Phyllis, for Pete's sake. It's a bit late to audition Percival's.
But I've written you all the loveliest new lines. Won't you at least look at them?
I'm pregnant?
You're what?
I mean, Diana is. Father.
Oh, that's on the 3rd sheet.
Lord Dudley.
Henry.
Don't be an idiot, dear.
Well, yes, of course, but it did come as a bit of a shock.
This is crazy. Phyllis, how can Dudley be the father if him and Diana have only just met?
Oh, that's on the 5th sheet.
Amnesia.
Yes, that explains why he doesn't remember their meeting.
But if she's carrying his child, Diana must remember something.
Oh, no, that's explained on page 7. You see, it was a very dark night.
Phyllis! This is totally impossible! The entire thrust of the plot has been altered. Everybody has a brand new motivation for everything that they do.
Well, surely with a little work.
In the next 4 days.
We couldn't do this in the next 4 months.
But I've worked so hard.
And we haven't. Phyllis, there's no way we can make the changes at this late of a date.
But there's such little changes.
Little? What about the ending? If Stephen's going to marry Diana, won't her pregnancy kind of put a crimp in the festivities?
Well, I'm working on that.
More changes? Phyllis! Do you have any idea how hard it is to do a play, let alone a play that changes directions every 3 days? This script should have been finalized 3 weeks ago.
What's this? Lady Margaret, at the news of Diana's pregnancy, goes into shock and loses the power of speech?
Really? Say, maybe this new version's not so bad after all.
Saul,
What about my mother?
what about your mother?
Well, when I first tried out for the part, my mom insisted on looking over the script because she didn't want me in a play full of sex. If she finds out Diana's pregnant, I'll have to quit the show.
But she's only 2 months pregnant. It's not going to show.
Mother thinks ahead.
Well, of course, if you'd all rather not do my little play.
Now hold it right there, Phyllis. We all appreciate the opportunity to do a play for which we don't have to pay royalties. And in fact, your play would put our theater budget in the black for the first time in 6 months. However, when the play reading committee agreed to do this little play of yours, we agreed on the basis of the original script. Now, that script we agreed to do, but all this new stuff has nothing to do with the original agreement.
Are you telling me you now feel free to reject my play?
Not the play as first submitted, and in fact, I'll allow you all the alterations you have made up to this point. But this last batch is just too much.
Do you have the authority to speak for the entire committee?
No. But when I tell them it's either the first script or no script, I'll have their unanimous backing.
Well, if you feel so strongly about it, dear Geraldine. Polly, how do you feel about it?
Well, Phyllis, it is rather close to the show, and I mean, under other circumstances, it might make sense, but with what we're dealing
Remember,
with...
she cut all your speeches.
I'm with Jerry.
Me too.
Yeah, you bet.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Right on.
Thanks anyway. Nice try.
Sorry, Phyllis.
All right. Go ahead and do the original version. But if the reviews turn out to be a box office disaster, well,
We'll all remember who wrote the original.
You don't suppose we were a little too harsh on her?
She did take it rather hard.
She once told me over dinner that she looked upon this play as her only child.
It's the only offspring she'll ever have.
And when she tried to make this child a little prettier,
I wish you hadn't put it like that.
Oh, Jerry, don't be a sap. Phyllis wasn't trying to make her child prettier. She was giving it an extra head.
All right. Let's leave the kid alone and learn to love it as it is, okay?
All right, you all came here to rehearse, so let's rehearse. I'll give you all to the count of 3, and if I don't hear some snappy dialogue, I'm picking up the hammer again, and I'll hold the nails.
I'm gonna grab some coffee. You all pick up your long faces and get into character, okay?
Shall we take it from the top?
Not if you want to finish before dawn. Take it from Smitty's line about, Saul's line about the telegraph office.
Right. As a matter of fact, I don't have it. The message was phoned from the telegraph office.
Oh. Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
See here, you innocent young pup. Are you doubting my word?
Oh, of course he isn't Rex. Stephen, you should apologize to Dr. Forbes.
She's not here. I shall, as soon as Doris answers my question.
No, sir.
What, are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mum.
Aha, and what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Does that answer your question?
Stephen, I believe you owe Dr. Forbes an apology.
you'd better answer that, Doris, before we owe the caller an apology too.
Yes, sir. Hello. Who? Why, yes, he is. Just a moment. It's for you, sir.
Who is it, Doris?
Sir.
It can't be! I mean...
Yes, Doctor, what exactly do you mean?
Well,
Hello. Very groovy, man. Yes. I have a loveless marriage too. I'll better be going.
Lord Dudley, you look so strange. What did Percival say?
It was not Sir Percival.
Excuse me just a moment.
Did we do anything wrong?
No, but I wanted to see what you were all doing when the phone rang. Can we take it back a few lines?
It's a long way to the end of the act, Jerry.
I know. It'll only take a moment. Just take it from Smitty's line, okay?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mum.
Aha, and what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Louise!
Sorry, I forgot to rewind the track. Hang on. Okay, now I've got it.
Aha, and what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Wrong place, sorry. And only 4 more days till opening night. I'll get it. Oops. night, this whole thing will be out of your hands. All you can do then is stand in the wings and pray. There's not enough room to kneel.
Maybe I'll spend opening night in some cozy bar in another town.
Hey, how do you like this thing, Jerry? Looks real, doesn't it?
Sure does. It was awfully nice of Phyllis to lend us something for this play. Costume jewelry that good is awfully expensive.
Have you decided what to do about the essential stone? Still haven't told Phyllis that you nixed her deli diamond. How are we supposed to pass that thing off as a ruby?
As a matter of fact, Billy came up with a solution for that. From now on, it is known as the White Ruby of Grantifer.
Is there such thing as a white ruby?
There is now. And please, Louise, keep that in a safe place between performances. I wouldn't want it to get lost or misplaced.
Don't worry. I figure this necklace is our ace in the hole. Phyllis will preoccupy herself worrying about it instead of the play. Something to that, all right?
You know, Louise, I feel a lot better if that safe had a back to it. Somebody could tiptoe in back of the flat and pick it right up without anybody being the wiser.
Well, I could nail one on, but that would mean taking the safe down first, and then I'd have to repaint the flat.
Why would you have to take it down?
Because if I hammer on the back and the front is where it is now, the whole thing will tear loose and fall on the stage. Hey, I'm not doing much except prompting. I could just hang on to the thing and then hand it to Saul when he reaches into the safe.
Would you mind? It set my mind at rest.
No trouble at all. Well, you might as well practice then. Tonight's your only chance before the opening. Easy as pie, but the practice can't hurt. You ready for the mob yet?
Yes, if they're all in costume.
If they're not, it's their tough luck. Hey, everybody! Get on stage!
Coming. All right, line up along the front of the stage so I can see how you all look. Nice. Look so cute.
For comfort.
Shoes. Well, you all look just fine. The costumes seem to fit all right.
I think mine's a bit too small for me.
I didn't say a word.
And you better not.
Polly, be fair. It's one thing if he picks on you, but if you're going to blow up every time you think he might say something.
Okay, I'm sorry. It must just be rehearsal jitters.
Not a problem.
All right, now everybody turn around so I can see how you look from the back, please. Fine. Violet, why aren't you wearing a bustle like Polly is?
I'm not wearing a bustle.
I am so sorry.
You're sorry.
Violet, why aren't you wearing your wig?
It's too big. Here, I'll show you. See? I look like a British sheepdog.
Can't you pat it or tuck it in or something?
I'll think of something. I didn't have time just now.
Well, you're all going to look just fine. Now, suppose we see how well you can act.
From the top of Act 1?
We may as well start, yeah.
Do you want to do it with the curtain?
Yes. Louise, I want everything as if this is a real performance, okay?
Oh, Jerry, you just got your wish. And more.
Oh, Geraldine, I have the most dreadful news. We're going to have to change the name of my play.
What? But Phyllis, the programs have already been printed. The publicity's already been mailed out.
But I've just heard that there's a film with the same title, Murder Most Foul.
Hey, I don't think anybody's to be confused, Phyllis. They can see this isn't a movie.
Right. Because in a movie, no one forgets their lines.
Don't say things like that, Saul. I'm having enough trouble already.
Oh, I do hope you're joking, Marla.
Who? Oh, I forgot your real name, Smitty. Sorry.
No one ever uses it. Except my mother.
And Phyllis.
I think nicknames are so vulgar, don't you, Saul?
I'm probably the wrong guy to ask, Phil.
Phyllis. You know, I am so glad that you're here tonight. You can be a great help to us all.
Really? How?
Oh, well, you can listen to the lines and make sure everybody says them properly.
Ah, Where does that leave me?
Well, I don't mean the lines exactly. I mean the subtle little nuances of interpretation.
Oh, the ones you forget to tell me to write down?
Yes, Aggie.
Should I sit down there beside you?
No. I take notes all the time during rehearsal. I might distract you.
Louise! Got a chair for our playwright back there? If you've got a dust rag.
Oh, this is thrilling, simply thrilling.
Great. Hey, got any other nice little surprises for us? Because I could really use a thrill right now.
Don't lose your temper, Saul.
What the heck are nuances?
Don't ask. Just grit your teeth and pray you got them.
I thought you wanted us to go through this whole show without interruption. How are we supposed to do that when Phyllis is backstage listening for nuances?
Cheer up. Maybe Louise will drop a sandbag on her.
I'm ready! All right, everybody into positions. Louise, close the curtain and we'll start.
Do you want to do it with the music too?
Yes, Louise, I want everything as if this was a real performance.
Everybody, hold your places during the music! I'm off stage when the curtain rises. I don't have a place.
You're lucky.
The house lights. Louise, please dim the house lights. They already are dim. All right, do it that way during opening night, okay?
Lord Dudley, would there be anyone at dinner tonight besides Sir Percival, the famous archaeologist, Dr. Rex Forbes, the famous scientist, and Stephen Sellers, the famous millionaire?
Other than myself and my wife, Lady Margaret, and the very lovely socialite Diana Lassiter here, no, that is all, Doris.
That's what I thought.
I say, Diana, have you yet located the book on the famous jewels of India I told you must be there on the shelf?
Oh, yes. Here it is. I say, Lord Dudley, you didn't tell me there was a curse on the famous white ruby of Ranchipur.
The what? It's all right, Phyllis. All right.
But that's supposed to be the Delhi diamond.
We had to change it, Phyllis.
For what possible reason?
Because it looks silly next to the liverwurst.
What liverwurst? There's no liverwurst in my play.
We just wanted to keep it that way. I beg your pardon.
Please, Phyllis, trust me, okay? Go backstage and Aggie will explain the change to you.
But it's supposed to be... There's the reason it's called the Delhi diamond. It's supposed to be this double alliteration, Delhi diamond.
Please, Phyllis, we open tomorrow night.
Oh, all right.
All right, everybody go on with the show.
From the top, I already put the feather duster away.
No, from where we broke.
Cue me.
Famous white ruby of Ranchipur?
But doesn't the book distinctly say...
The book distinctly says Lord Clyde Fortescue, the first owner of the famous white ruby of Ranchipur. Jerry, can I just say ruby? I hate to say the whole mouthful every time.
Yes, just go on with the show, please.
Lord Clyde Fortescue, the first owner of the ruby, was found floating in his tub, in his own blood. And the next owner, Sir Giles Renfrew, had no sooner purchased the ruby from Lord Clyde's estate than he was found trampled to death in his stables by his favorite horse. And the next owner...
Balderdash. Nonsense. A lot of old wives' tales.
How can it be? They're all dead, aren't they?
Yes, but see here. I bought the ruby this morning, and I'm just fine.
Lord Dudley, is anything wrong?
No, just one of my beastly attacks.
How long have you had them?
Since this morning.
You don't suppose...
Merest chance, sheerest coincidence.
Dr. Forbes is here, Lord Dudley.
Ah, it's your fiancée, Diana. I think she knows who she's gonna marry, Jerry.
But the audience doesn't.
Why don't I just wear a signboard?
Now really, Saul.
Would you all stop gabbing and get on with this show? It's far too late to make alterations now, Henry.
Okay. It's your fiance, Diana.
Yes, being engaged to the world-famous scientist has made me the envy of all the girls in England.
Ah, yes, but a lovely belle like you deserves a ring.
Speaking of dumb lines,
Violet,
That line is supposed to be lighthearted. The merriment provides a contrast with the atmosphere of terror.
That's the general atmosphere, all right.
would you all please get on with
yes,
this?
yes. You flatter me, Lord Dudley.
Show the gentleman in, Doris.
At once, my lord.
Ah, Lord Dudley, Diana.
Well, I'm sure you young people will want to be alone. I'll just putter off to my room and toddle about.
Wait, Henry. You're going the wrong way. That way leads to the maid's quarters and the kitchen.
Well, she's quite a lovely maid.
Henry!
Only joking, dear.
You mean I'm not good looking?
Well,
Henry, just finish your line and get off stage.
Saul has a line first.
Right. Really, Lord Dudley, you needn't go.
Nonsense. I was once in love myself.
Why does he have to say that in the past tense?
Polly!
Sorry.
My dearest darling,
My sweet.
Mwah. I have a bit of a surprise for you. Crap.
What now?
Forgot the stupid necklace. Aggie!
Sorry about that. Here.
Aggie, I hate to say this to you, but as stage manager, it's your responsibility to make sure that everybody has their props.
I know. Phyllis was talking to me about nuances, and I missed Saul's entrance.
Phyllis, you really shouldn't be talking when people have work to do.
I do apologize, Geraldine. I forgot Agnes had things to do.
My fault for not reminding her. Agnes. What? Agnes? No!
From my line?
From anywhere.
Surprise! The White Ruby of Ranchipur.
How incredibly lovely it is. Might I try it on?
Not afraid of the curse?
Not very much. May I, please?
I don't see why not. Indeed you shall. Here, allow me. There. It is lovely in such a lovely setting.
Rex, what a thing to say.
I can't decide which is more lovelier, you or that fabulous gem.
I simply must see myself in it. Let me go find a mirror.
Oh, Diana, that necklace. Take it off.
Lady Margaret, I was only...
Take it off this instant.
Here now, Lady Margaret, there's surely no harm done.
No harm, you say, to endanger the life of this dear girl, your own fiancé.
I don't believe in that silly curse, Lady Margaret. After all, this is the 20th century.
Oh, my dearest Diana, are you all right?
Yes, I think so. It was only momentary. The room seemed to dip. My head started to spin. But I'm quite all right now.
Well, I shall put it in a place where it can do no more harm.
Now, aren't you being a bit silly, Lady Margaret?
Well, perhaps, but it's better to be safe than sorry.
Should you not at least wait until Lord Dudley has seen his newest possession?
Well, he shall see it in good time, when I feel brave enough to wear it, and you must remember, in actuality, he bought it for me, so it's mine to do with as I choose. I pushed it too far.
Do you mean to say there's no back on that thing?
Sorry. I was supposed to be back there to grab the thing. I forgot. It's crazy. Phyllis is here, and,
Aggie, I hope you're making notes on all of these things.
I am. I just keep forgetting to read them.
We're never going to be ready by tomorrow night. Never. We're already an hour in, and we haven't even finished the first act.
We've only had 2 rehearsals of the third, and that's the most important act in the whole show.
He's right. That's the act we're all really panicky about.
Why don't we do that act right now? It's hard hard to do everything that comes before it with that act hanging over our heads. If we felt a little bit more confident.
All right, let's do the third act. Anything to get this show nailed down.
How long will that take? My mom doesn't like me out too late on school nights since I just barely passed that exam.
Well, the sooner we start, the sooner we'll finish. We'll do the third act and then run all three of them, okay?
Do you want to do it with the curtain?
No, Louise, this time just wait until we're running all three, okay?
Okay, just hang on while I find the right spot on the track.
You have nothing till the phone bell. Find your place while we're running the act, okay?
Well, I'll do my best.
Go ahead, Violet.
Lord Dudley, you give the most charming
I've got it!
Phyllis, you really can't interrupt rehearsal this way.
But I've solved the problem of the liverwurst.
We've already freaking solved that problem, Phil.
There's no need for profanity, Saul.
That's what you think, Phil.
Please hear me out. I was so concerned over the loss of my lovely double alliteration.
All right, let's hear the explanation, but be quick about it.
All right, we don't have to call it the Delhi diamond. We can call it the Darjeeling diamond. Do you see? It's still named after a town in India.
Yes, I see. Now please, get off stage, and I don't want to see you or hear you until we are finished running the act, okay?
You don't have to get all huffy about it.
Now, does everybody have the name down for that stupid gem?
Darjeeling diamond.
Got it.
Let's go ahead with the act and no stopping.
What do you want to bet?
Louise!
Sorry, just thought it was a good opportunity to pick up some extra cash.
Top of Act 3, and the next person who interrupts dies. I don't mean get yelled at. I don't mean gets chewed out. I mean dies.
On your mark, get set, go!
Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
You're too kind, Diana. A pity Sir Percival cannot be here.
Do you know a word about Percival? He's never accepted an invitation to come to one of our parties and then not shown up at least not without giving word.
Oh, but Lady Margaret, you might have had motor trouble.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had an accident. These roads can be treacherous at night.
This is all my fault. I should be providing you a pleasant atmosphere to work in instead of striking terror into all of your hearts. Just, we'll go back and we'll take it easy this time, okay?
Does that mean you're not gonna kill Polly?
Yes, but don't you start feeling too secure, Saul Watson.
Right.
Now, Polly, these roads can be treacherous at night.
I don't remember where I'm supposed to be. I don't remember my line.
Don't say such a thing. It might make one think.
Yes, thank you. Don't say such a thing. It would make one think that perhaps there is some truth to the story about a curse.
Nonsense, my dear. There's no such thing as a curse.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the the ruby, wait, I'll get it. The Darjeeling diamond has always met with a dreadful demise.
Beautiful, just beautiful. Sorry.
But Percival doesn't own the diamond anymore. Not since he sold it to Lord Dudley for Lady Margaret's correction. Connection, confection, collection.
Nevertheless, Percival did own it. And that might be enough.
See here, Dr. Forbes,
Oh,
you
hold it. Everybody take a deep breath, okay? All right, now take it from where you're at and enjoy yourself.
You are a man of science. Surely you don't believe in curses.
I only know that there are strange things in the history of India. Things which defy rational explanation.
Nonsense. Sheer poppycock. Superstitious drivel.
Quite possibly.
All right, you guys are still too tense. Slow down and easy does it.
Quite possibly, Lord Dudley. And yet,
And yet?
where is Sir Percival?
Frankly, I'm glad he's not here.
Diana, what a thing to say.
I mean it. Sir Percival is no gentleman.
Here now, what do you say?
When he looks at me, I feel as though his thighs were moving all over my body. What'd I say?
No wonder you're pregnant.
It's eyes, Scarlet, eyes.
That's what I said.
You said thighs. All over your body.
All right, fun is fun. We'd really like to see Smitty home before dawn, okay?
I'm sorry. Feel as though his eyes were moving all over my body.
But he isn't made of the real.
That's fine, laugh it up. Let's see how funny you think this is on opening night.
He is a disgusting toad, and such toads can be lecherous at night.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but shall we delay dinner any
Well,
longer?
slow down. It's okay.
Shall we delay dinner any longer?
No. Can't wait for Percival forever. Shall we, my dear?
Oh, I suppose so. But I do think somebody should call Percival's flat and ascertain the reason for his absence.
Do you know, that might be a sound idea. There's something distinctly odd about all of this.
All of what, Stephen?
This business about Percival and the necklace. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, actually,
What is it?
Okay, I just had a thought. So Saul brings the necklace in the first act, and then I put it in the safe. So how can I say that Percival is
I
going
forgot
to...
to give you the new line. When I was rewriting the first act a few weeks back, I completely forgot about that line in this act.
This is the time that you think of such things. What is the new line?
Well, I don't have the rewrite with me.
Approximately then. We don't have a lot of time for fooling around with words. So just give us the gist of it, and we will improvise.
Well, Polly's line is basically the same, only she says something to Billy about him not being there when Saul brings in the necklace instead of Percival. Do you see?
You think you can handle that, Polly?
Yeah, I think so. Let me try it.
All right. I need some coffee. Louise, is there any coffee back there?
If you can call it that.
Well, it'll have to do. Come on, Miss Montague.
Hey, Billy, feed me your line.
He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, actually, I didn't speak with him directly, but there was a message delivered this morning in the post saying that Dr. Forbes was to bring the necklace to the party tonight instead of Percival.
What? On St. Swithin's Day?
Wait a minute. If you say it like that, it almost sounds as if it's illegal to ask somebody to deliver something on that day. So the part about the post needs to come last, Polly.
Okay, let me try it again. Dr. Forbes said that Percival told him to bring the necklace to the party tonight instead of him in a message delivered this morning in the post.
That'll work. Go ahead, Smitty.
What? On St. Swithin's Day?
What now?
I'm sorry, it sounded like she couldn't go ahead on St. Swithin's Day.
I don't care what it sounded like. If you want to all play games, then learn this play.
Sorry, Jerry. Go ahead, Smitty, please.
St. Swithin's Day?
By Jove, I never thought of that. Margaret, are you certain about this message?
Come to think of it, no.
You didn't receive a message?
Well, I did, but now I wonder whether it were actually from Percival.
But it did come by post.
Well, I'd assumed it had, but
Assumed? You mean you didn't actually see it?
who I know.
Then how do you know its content?
Why, Dr. Forbes told me what it had said.
Is there any reason I shouldn't have?
No, of course not, old chap. Only if there is no delivery of the post today.
It
then
was
how-
not a message. It was a telegram.
I should very much like to see that telegram.
Well, as a matter of fact, I don't have it. The message was phoned from the telegraph office.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
Oh, see here, you illicit young pup. Are you doubting my word?
Oh, of course he isn't Rex. Stephen, you should apologize to Dr. Forbes.
Oh, I shall, as soon as Doris answers my question.
No, sir.
What, are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mum.
Aha! And what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
What? Phyllis, what have you done?
What do you mean, what have I done? Have I got the phone bill out of order on the track?
Phyllis, what are you doing with the track?
I just thought I'd give a listen to the sound effects
And you erased the track. There's nothing on it. Nothing.
Oh, Louise, are you sure?
Listen for yourself.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh,
I don't
no,
even know what
I'm
you're
so
doing.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Louise, come back.
Louise, you're not leaving.
Can't do a single thing for you if I stay. I've got to get home and redo every one of those sound effects before the opening. And if that bubble-brained idiot so much as comes near my machine again, I'm gonna beat her head in with it.
Wait, Louise, since you have to do them all over again, I was thinking maybe we should hook the telephone up to a button backstage. That way we can ring it up manually. I mean, we both know how many freaking phone calls there are in the show.
Yeah, okay, I guess that'd be easier. And it'd save me a lot of time if I could leave all those rings off the track.
I can do the hookup. There's already a wire backstage and an extra battery for power.
Okay, yeah, just make sure you put the button somewhere near my recorder so I don't have to leave the soundboard to find it.
Got it.
All right, and the rest of you, remember one thing. When you use the phone in the play, you have to hang it up right. If you don't, so the buttons aren't depressed by the speaker part, it won't ring. Got it?
Got it.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a heck of a lot of work to do.
I'm so dreadfully sorry. I feel as if I owe each and every one of you an apology for what I've done.
Yeah, that would be nice. Write in a letter and mail it to them.
Yeah, mail it to them. Preferably on St. Swithin's Day.
How's that for fast work?
Beautiful, Aggie, just beautiful. You deserve a cup of coffee for that.
I'll settle for that stuff Louise brewed.
Shall we go on or what?
Or else.
They need their cue.
Does that answer your question?
Stephen, I believe you owe Dr. Forbes an apology.
You had better answer that, Doris, before we owe the caller an apology too.
Yes, sir. Hello? Who? Why, yes, he is. Just a moment. It's for you, sir.
Who is it, Doris?
Sir Percival.
It can't be! I mean,
Yes, Doctor? What exactly do you mean?
Hello? Yes? Ah, yes, I see. Thank you very much.
Why, Dudley, you look so strange. What did Percival say?
That was not Sir Percival.
Well, then who was it?
Aggie!
Sorry, I put my coffee cup down on the button.
Then who was it?
It was my friend, Miles Taylor.
Stephen, I do not understand.
Nor I.
It is very simple. It means that this man, after murdering Sir Percival for the necklace...
how dare you, sir? Why, I could have you in court for this. Such accusations are actionable to tarnish my good name. It's libelous.
I cannot be successfully sued for libel if my accusations should prove true.
And just how do you intend to prove them true?
Quite easily. After a look at that necklace, would you mind getting it for me, Dr. Forbes?
That necklace? Oh, there's no proof on that thing. Here, I'll show you. Aggie?
I forgot. I won't forget tomorrow night. I swear I won't. Things have just been really crazy with Phyllis here, and
Heaven help us.
Shall I go on?
Go on or else.
I'll show you. Aggie, could you step a little bit closer?
sorry, Saul.
Thank you. Here it is. Now show me your ridiculous proof.
You yourself have shown the proof. For if you're not the murderer, how did you know the combination to that safe?
Great heavens, he's right.
Blast you, Stephen Sellers! But there is one thing you have forgotten. And there's one thing I have forgotten. My gun.
Saul, you need to remember your props.
Yeah. Could you grab my pipe?
Hurry it up back there.
Coming.
Thank you.
There's one thing you have not taken into account. I'm armed.
You, sir, are a scoundrel.
I should very much like to sunder our engagement this instant.
In that case, will you marry me, Diana?
With all my heart, Stephen.
What?
Doris, phone the constabulary at once.
Do so when you are dead, my dear.
Oh, Mom, what should I do?
Just raise your hands. And the rest of you do likewise. Aggie, the phone's supposed to ring there.
I completely forgot. Okay, this is gonna be crazy. Dashing to the safe for the stupid necklace and then dashing back to ring the phone, not to mention following in the script so I can cue people.
I can pass it to him at that part if you like. I'd feel much safer with it in my possession anyhow.
But aren't you going to be sitting out front tomorrow night?
Oh no, I can go backstage for that part. I'll have to be back there anyhow so I can come out for my bow.
I don't know about that.
Okay, you know what? We'll hash this out later. Right now, let's get on with this thing.
And the rest of you do likewise. Who the devil is that?
It's my friend Miles Taylor. I told him to ring back shortly after his first call. If I do not answer, he shall summon the law, and they will arrive here with a warrant for your arrest. Stanley Grimes.
Stanley Grimes? Do you mean that criminal laboratory assistant to Dr. Forbes?
To the late Dr. Forbes, unless I miss my guess. You are done with your fiendish felonies, Grimes. Put down that pistol and surrender.
Never! I may go to the gallows, but none of you in this room will live to see that day.
Please, my lord, might I leave the room?
No! Stay there. But before I destroy you all, I must know. How did you come to suspect me, Stephen Sellers?
I arrived here late, as you all know. And as a result, I had time to hear the news broadcast, which told of the finding of Percival's body, dead of a rare Indian cobra poisoning. You, of course, had already disconnected the telephone at the switch box so no one here could hear the news. But when I accidentally knocked down your overcoat as I was hanging up my own, I found a flagon of that very poison in the pocket. I knew then, of course. I immediately reconnected the telephone, rang up Miles, and set up our plan, and told him to—
Excuse me, my dearest darling, but what did you know when you found this foul fiend's flagon?
Why, how this man had schemed to keep alive the legend of that curse. He immersed the necklace in the cobra venom so that all who handled it would shortly become ill. He thought in that way to devalue it, so Lady Margaret would loathe the sight of it. And then, of course, he could have it for considerably less than its real value, so anxious would she be to sell the bauble.
When I would have been too. Curse you, Stanley Grimes!
Curse? Bah! There are no such things as curses. And I soaked my hands in an antitoxin to prevent penetration from that potent poison, too.
Beetle, beetle,
What was that?
You got the real sirens tomorrow night.
Aha! It seems my delaying tactics have done their work. The law is upon you, Grimes. Surrender yourself.
Never! I shall take this necklace and sell it for all its fortune and move wealthily away to another country.
It's the curse! The curse of the...
Darjeeling diamond, dear. murder.
Thank you, dear. Darjeeling Diamond!
Oh! Oh! Oh!
He's dead.
He mocked the laws of society, and now a higher power has intervened.
Oh, Stephen, hold me. Curtain, should I close it?
No? Right. You all had your third act. Now we have to run all three of them. It's already 10:30.
My mother's gonna murder me.
Oh, my dear, but it's in such a good cause.
Makeup. Worst part of plays.
Do I have to wear that?
The women love it, Billy.
What are you laughing at? You look like a clown.
All right. Tonight's the night. Any moment they'll open those doors and let the audience in.
Do they have to? I'm not sure I'm joking. I'm getting really scared.
That's good, Smitty. The worst way to approach a performance is with complacency. Nervousness gives a player energy.
Well, nervousness is giving this player creeping paralysis. Aggie may just have to push me out on stage.
And don't think I won't. I used to be a sergeant in the paratroops. Everybody jumped, whether they wanted to or not.
Yikes. Anyways, I'm not concerned with our regular audience. If we goof, they'll probably never know it. No, it's giving me the cold sweat. It's looking down front and seeing Jerry. She's gonna recognize every error.
Then relax. I won't be out front tonight. I'll be backstage helping Aggie push.
Don't you want to see the show? I mean, not that I blame you.
Maybe tomorrow night, but tonight Phyllis will be out front and she'll want to sit next to me. I don't think I can handle that, honestly.
Well, that reminds me. Phyllis, she still insists on standing behind the safe to hand-sell the necklace. Not that I mind. Saves me busting my behind galloping all over the place. But I'm afraid that she may got so wrapped up in her play that she'll forget.
If she does, there will be a real murder tonight.
Well, I did it. Took me till near 3 o'clock in the morning, but I got all of those sound effects back in order on the track. Finally. Hope you left out the phone bells. Don't worry. But I did add in thunder and lightning effects.
What? But there's no thunderstorm in this play.
Who ever heard of a murder mystery without a thunderstorm? Trust me, we're gonna need it.
Louise, are you crazy? There's no place in the play to have one.
What do you want to bet?
I've read through the play 100 times. There's no place for a thunderstorm. You'll distract the actors.
Jerry, I guarantee you, there's a perfect spot for a thunderstorm effect in this show, and it's not gonna distract the actors.
Where?
That's gonna be my little surprise.
This is ridiculous.
Hey, trust me, have I ever let you down before?
Yeah, all the time. 2 times last week. You let me down.
No,
this
wait,
morning.
you can. All of you, just make it easy on yourselves. Bet me $1.
Fine.
You're on?
Fine.
Man, if there's one thing I love, it's a sucker bet.
Dang, dude. It's what I hate about stages. No place to hide.
Hello, the magical night is upon us at last.
Well, so will our audience be if we don't get these curtains closed.
Will do.
Thank you.
I just wanted to wish you all the best of luck.
Phil, that's bad luck to do. You're supposed to say, break a leg!
I'll never understand theater.
That's a fine thing for our playwright to say.
All right, they're letting the audience
Genesius help us.
Saul, who's St. Genesius?
I believe he was the patron saint of actors. He performed before the Roman emperor, and they had him put to death.
Oh boy, I hope there are no emperors out front tonight.
Amen.
Lord Dudley, would there be anyone at dinner tonight besides Sir Percival, the famous archaeologist, Dr. Rex Forbes, the famous scientist, and Stephen Sellers, the famous millionaire?
Other than myself and Lady Margaret, my wife, and the very lovely socialite Diana Lassiter here, no, that is all, Doris.
That's what I thought.
I say, Diana, have you yet located the book on the famous jewels of India I told you must be there on the shelf?
Ah, yes, here it is. I say, Lord Dudley, you didn't tell me there was a curse on the Rancho Padelli. Darjeeling Ruby Diamond.
It goes by many names, dear.
It does? It certainly does. Lots of them.
Balderdash, nonsense. The curse, I mean. But doesn't the book distinctly say?
Yes, the book distinctly says Lord Clyde Fortescue, the first owner of the Darjeeling diamond, was found floating in his tub. I don't mean that the diamond was found floating in his tub.
No, no, of course not. But what was, eh?
He was. In his own blood.
And the next owner?
And the next owner, Sir Giles Renfrew, had no sooner purchased the diamond from Lord Clyde's estate than he was found floating in his stables by his favorite horse. Trampled, I mean. And the next owner...
Balderdash, nonsense. A lot of old wives' tales.
They're all dead, aren't they? The owners, not the old wives.
Yes, yes, but see here. I bought the ruby this morning, and I'm just... the diamond. Huh.
Is anything wrong?
Everything! Everything!
No, no. Just one of my beastly attacks.
You don't suppose...
Don't you wonder how long I've been having them?
Oh. How long have you had them?
Since this morning.
That long, huh?
Do you suppose that I suppose?
You don't suppose?
Merest chance, sheerest coincidence.
Dr. Dunn is here, Lord Forbley.
Ah, it's your fiancée Diana. I mean, your fiancée Diana.
Yes, being engaged to the world-famous scientist has made me the envy of all the girls in London. In England. In London, which is in England.
Ah, but a lovely belle like you deserves to be rung. To have a ring.
You flatter me, Lord Dudley.
Doris, will you show the gentleman in? At once, my lord.
Yes.
Saul!
I wonder where he is.
Coming! Lord Dudley, Diana.
Well, I'm sure you young people want to be alone to toddle about. I'll just putter off to my room.
Henry, you're going the wrong way!
He must be using the outside stairwell.
That must be it.
Really, Lord Dudley, you needn't go.
Oh, nonsense. I was once in love with myself. I mean, I was in love myself once. Well, I'll be going. Ah! Oh! 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 Oh!
Really?
Oh!
My dearest darling,
My sweet.
I have a bit of a surprise for you.
I like surprises.
I knew you would.
I can't wait to find out what it is.
It's really worth waiting for.
I'm so excited.
I knew you would be.
Can't find it, huh?
Ah! I know. I must have left it in my coat. My bigger coat. Will you excuse me?
Absolutely.
My coat's not over there. It's over there. Will you excuse me? Again?
Yes.
Where is it? Where's the necklace?
Phyllis has it. I forgot to get it from her.
I'm so sorry. Here it.
Just give it to me.
My evening bag.
Oops, wrong surprise. Will you excuse me a third time?
Yes.
Wait, now they think Dr. Forbes is a sissy. Where is it?
We can't find it. Here, just take this.
What? Here it is. The white ruby of Ranchipur. Or whatever it is.
How incredibly lovely it is. Might I try it on?
Not afraid of the curse?
Not very much. Might I, please?
Why, certainly you shall. Here, allow me.
Oh, wait.
Got it. Okay. Here, allow me. There. Beautiful. It is lovely. In such a lovely set. Lovely setting.
Rex, what a thing to say!
I can't decide which is lovelier, you or that fabulous gem.
I simply must see myself in it. Let me go find a mirror.
Oh, Diana, that necklace. Where is it?
It's in here.
Take it out at once. Off at once. Well, hurry up.
There! Lady Margaret!
Take it off this instant.
Here now, Lady Margaret. There's surely no harm done.
Oh, no harm, you say, to endanger the life of this dear girl, your own fiancée.
Oh, I don't believe in that silly curse, Lady Margaret. After all, this is the 20th century.
Oh no! My dearest darling, are you all right?
Yes? Yes, I think so. It was only momentary. The room seemed to dip. My head started.
Places for Act 2, everybody!
Oh, Diana. I was seeking Lady Margaret.
Lady Margaret is cutting roses in the garden, Stephen. She may not return for some time.
I see. Would you mind if I waited for her here?
Naturally not.
Might I sit?
If you were so inclined.
Diana,
Yes, Stephen?
would you take offense if I were to
Stephen, what are you trying to say?
Oh, dash it all, Diana. Must we play at words? You know the message that longs to cry from within my heart.
Is it possible? Do I dare for a moment to imagine that the message in your heart is the self-same message that cries out from within my own? Your fly is open!
And yet, you do not draw away?
Stephen! Can you not reason out as to why?
I'm almost afraid to.
Then cease your noble trepidation, Stephen Sellers, for though I am a highborn lady, I am also a woman.
Oh, Diana.
Ow!
Sorry.
Everybody ready for Act 3? Places! Places!
You know, Aggie, maybe I should have spent opening night in that bar after all.
If you change your mind, I'll join you. The paratroops were never like this.
You want to know the difference between a play and a parachute?
What, Louise?
When a parachute opens, you have nothing to worry about.
Oh,
Just close the curtain. Open the curtain.
Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
You are too kind, Diana. A pity Sir Percival could not be here.
Oh, do you know I'm worried about Percival? He's never accepted an invitation to come to one of our parties and then not turn up. At least not without giving word.
Ah, but Lady Margaret, he might have had motor trouble.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had an accident. These words can be treacherous at night. Roads.
Don't say such a thing, Diana. It would make one think that perhaps there was some truth to this story about a curse.
Nonsense, my dear. There's no such thing as a keys. Thing as a curse.
And yet everyone who has ever owned the Darjeeling diamond has always met with a dreadful demise.
But Percival doesn't own the diamond anymore. Not since he sold it to Lord Dudley for Lady Margaret's collection.
Nevertheless,
I'd still been drinking between acts, Louise. Wouldn't you?
Percival did own it. That might be enough. Do you see, Dr. Dorns? You are a man of science, so that you don't believe in curses.
Louise, has Billy?
Saul hates to drink alone.
I only know that there are strange things in the history of India. Things which defy. Things which defy rational explanation.
Nonsense. Sheer cocky-cock. Superstitious dribble.
Quite probably, Lord Dudley.
something to say.
I mean it. Sir Percival is no gentleman.
Here now, what do you say?
When he looks at me, I feel as though my eyes were moving all over his body.
Yes, indeedy.
I'll say.
But he is a knight of the realm.
He is a disgusting toad. And such toads can be lecherous at night.
Yes, indeedy.
I'll say again.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but shall we delay dinner any longer?
No, I think not. Can't wait for Percival forever. Shall we, my dear?
Oh, I suppose so, but I do think somebody should call Percival's flat and ascertain the reason for his absence.
Do you know if that might be a sound idea? There's something distinctly odd about all of this.
All of what, Stephen?
I can't feel my face. This business about Percival and the necklace. Necklace. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, I didn't speak with him directly, but there was a message delivered this morning on the post. In the post. On the post. A mailman brought it.
What? On Swithin's Day? St. Swithin's Day?
By Jove, never thought of that. Margaret, are you certain about this mailman? Message?
Come to think of it, no.
You didn't receive a mailman?
Message.
That too.
Well, I did, but now I wonder whether it were actually from Percival.
But it did come on a post.
Well, I'd assumed it had, but...
Assumed? You mean you didn't actually see it? The message or the mailman?
Whatever it was, no.
Then how do you know its content?
Why, Dr. Forbes told me what it had said.
Is there any... Wait. Yes, indeedy.
Is there any reason you shouldn't have?
Is there any reason I shouldn't have?
No, of course not, old chap.
Then why'd you ask?
Only if there was no delivery of the post today, then how did you know its content?
Because, well, huh. It was not a message. It was a telephone. It was a cablegram. That's not it. It was a telegram. Nailed it.
I should very much like to see that telegram.
Why not? As a matter of fact, I have it. Wait. That's not it. As a matter of fact, I don't have it. The message was phoned from the telegraph office.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
See here, you innocent little butt. Are you doubting my word?
Of course he isn't Rex. Of course he isn't Rex.
Stephen!
Oh, of course he isn't Stephen.
Should I apologize to Dr. Forbes?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I shall. As soon as
I'm Doris.
Doris answers my question.
What was the question?
Well, someone must remember.
Doesn't anyone know?
No, sir.
No, what?
That's the answer to the question.
What, are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mum.
Aha. And what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Does that answer your question?
Stephen, I believe you owe Dr. Forbes an apology.
You'd better answer that, Doris, before we owe the caller an apology too.
Yes, sir, you bet. Hello? Who? Why, yes, just a moment. It's for you, sir.
Hello. Who is it, Doris?
Sir Percival.
Hello. Yes, I see. Yes, thank you very much.
It can't be! I mean,
You mean it can't be Sir Percival?
right.
Yes, Doctor, what exactly do you mean?
Well,
I'm off the phone, dear.
Why, Dudley, you look so strange. What did Percival say?
It was not Sir Percival.
Then who was it?
It was my friend. Yes, he's a good friend of mine. Can't quite remember his name.
Miles Taylor?
Right? Right.
Stephen, I do not understand.
Nor I.
I can explain what it means. It means that this man, after murdering Sir Percival for the necklace, did I say he was struck dumbfounded? Yes, he was.
I observed the self-same reaction, I think.
Nonsense!
Yes, what can it possibly mean?
Doris, you're forgetting your place.
She's not the only one. Where are they? I really don't know.
How dare you, sir? I could have you in court for this. Such accusations are actionable. To tarnish my good name, it's libelous.
I cannot be successfully sued for libel if my accusations should prove true.
And, just how do you intend to prove them true?
Quite easily. After a look at that necklace, would you mind getting it for me, Dr. Forbes?
That necklace? Why, there's nothing on that necklace. There's no proof on that thing. We'll show you. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Are you sure you put it in the safe, Lady Margaret?
Like where else?
Why don't you have another look?
Right. Oh. Thank you. Safe? Here it is. Now show me your ridiculous proof.
You yourself have shown the proof. For if you're not the murderer, how did you know the combination to that safe?
Great heavens, he's right.
Blast you, Stephen Sellers. But there is one thing you have not taken into account. I'm armed.
You, sir, are a scoundrel.
And I should very much like to sunder our engagement this instant.
In that case, will you marry me, Violet?
Billy!
I mean, Diana.
Oh. With all my heart, Stephen.
Doris, bone the constabulary at once.
Do so and you are dead, my dear.
Oh, Mum, what should I do?
Just stay there and raise your hands. And the rest of you do likewise.
Did you say, and the rest of you do likewise?
Hang up the phone! Hang up the phone! Hang up the phone!
Who the devil is that?
It's Miles Taylor. Again, I told him to ring back after his first call. If I don't answer, he will summon the law, and they will arrive here with a warrant for your arrest. Stanley Grimes.
Stanley Grimes?
So put down that pistol and surrender.
Never. I shall take this necklace and sell it for all its fortune and move wealthily away to another country.
Curse you, Stanley Grimes!
Oh! Oh!
It's the curse of the Delhi Diamond!
Friendship for diamonds.
Oh!
Darjeeling Diamond.
All of them!
my modest effort here tonight. However, I would like to take this opportunity to speak to you about the state of theater in America today.
They're acting all cute. They have put up with crazy amounts of rehearsals, crazy cast. They have been examples of patience and kindness, and they are great directors, and we just wanted to thank them for their work.